Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to start this week's edition of the Ignite Developer Call. Right now, we're actually discussing kind of an interesting issue. So I just wanted to make sure that we were recording because we got started a little early. And I will share my screen. So there's this issue on the Ignite project page, and basically it's an IP tables error that's coming from a CNI teardown. And what this indicates to me, I started writing a fix for this because I saw it, so I'm just responding to this user.
I think I was asking that he's running. He's like trying to stress test the Ignite. I don't know. I'm guessing. Then he got a lot of. He might get a lot of IP table things. Flooding the table.
Yeah, because the bridge name, I think now it's being calculated. Okay, hold on. If we go, probably causing 462. Yep, I think that is correct. We merged this, right? Yeah, we
Right.
did. Cool. It happens when is instructed to remove rules for a CNI net name that does not exist. Just to match. Correct. Cool. That's nice. But anyway, it seems like someone's using some builds of master, which means that's cool. We should connect up with them and see why they're doing that, because it's good to have users and get feedback from users. Okay. Yeah. Guess we'll get into the agenda. So 061 status, this is a good thing to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
We are changing the bridge from CNI 0 to Ignite 0, which I think is probably a good change. And then changing the subnet. Verifying behavior isn't good enough. I know that you were running some tests, Chanmut, and you were able to.
Yeah, I did. Just not sure to ask your opinion about this. That is it good? Is good enough in your opinion? I mean, overall. And we a bit lucky that the Containerd 1.3 get released a couple of days ago. So we got upgraded Ignite to that version. So So we can say that we now get the stable version of Containerd client into Ignite. So
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. Thanks for remembering to do that. It didn't even cross my mind when they did the release to update our deps. And then we got that new version of Go in as well.
And I got it test after we merged. Yeah, great version, and it's working fine for me.
Yeah. I'm. It seems like what's running on master is working very well. I think the CNI bits we've got some good coverage of things now. The only other thing I wanted to test was an installation of WeaveNet CNI.
Okay.
Because I think actually before CNI teardown was probably broken for things that were not using the default bridge. From that patch that I wrote. So basically, if I had to guess, I think that this also probably fixes bugs from if you wanted to use like a different CNI that's not a bridge and it's not named CNI 0. It was basically always trying to clean up something that potentially could not exist. So that was I'm curious to see if that works. That's the only other thing I can think of. It seems like now with this patch, we're able to actually stop VMs that were started on a different network, which allows us to release something that's pretty safe. I'm pretty happy with where we've been able to get. It's taken a lot of hard work. And,
please continue.
Yeah. So we could cut a release today. One thing is I need to do another review. I'll make sure I write this down on the agenda as well. Need to do further review of VM filter work from Nigel.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So Nathan, I think, got some things moving on. Where did that go? Issues. Polls. So yeah, Nathan has these 2 PRs open. I haven't looked at the pre-flight one yet, but the VM filtering one I did a first pass on. We chatted about it in the DMs for a little bit, and I think this is probably going to be looking pretty good. Yeah, I made some suggestions. Anyway, link for this. So we have support for a couple of different operators, which is pretty cool. No regex here. I think we're just doing the string contains.
Anyway, you could release the new version and review my PR another day.
You think that we should release the new version, Nathan? You don't want this in the next patch?
I don't know. If it's required for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I just was trying to be sensitive. I know it feels good to get things merged, but yeah, we can get it into the next release for sure if you would like, if that's cool with you. And thanks so much for working on that. It's a good feature.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
If you have some other work, I would like to work on. Possible, but
you said you want some something else to work on now?
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the issues.
But
as far as there is the help wanted stuff. I don't know if you've ever participated in Hacktoberfest before, but they will send you a T-shirt if you
Yeah, really?
do any of these. Yeah. And I'd say there's this IPv6 name servers one, which you could definitely pick up. I don't think that this one would be too hard to work on. There are some good details in it already. It's a networking issue, but you don't need to modify your machine in order to work on this because it's all happening inside of the container. And yeah, I just basically linked like maybe a potentially good candidate for replacing our DHCP4 dependency with this V6 one. Do you have?
Sorry, Lee. I think that guy, Imasik.
Oh, okay. Sorry, somebody wants to.
That. Yeah, and I
see.
and this one, the one with contributor at site.
Yeah, I wasn't even reading. That's awesome. If somebody wants to work on that. What else do we have? You could do some profiling and see why CNI takes so long. You could try to solve this bug, which is, I think, still exists. So this needs a little bit of validation and then probably a fix here. I was able to pretty reliably reproduce this. I can provide some more commands to show how to check for this.
I can check the issue and ask for more detail.
Yeah. Do you know how to use IP tables, Nathan?
I never used, I think.
I'll put some commands in here. I'll leave this on my to-do to make it a little easier to pick up.
I know more or less how it works, but I never used.
Okay.
It's like we worked on maybe doing it at school, but I never worked again.
Okay, cool. So you're familiar with the purpose, and I think you could probably work on this.
Okay.
Let's try to fix this bug. And that'll help us keep our networks clean. And let's see. So we'll do probably a patch release today. And then once we release, I don't know if there's anything we want to put into Footloose, but it's working. So we had somebody join the Ignite Weave users channel talking about Footloose use, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Where is Ignite?
Yeah, Joe.
Oh yeah, Joe. Says, hey everyone, anyone in Berlin, Germany using Ignite or Footloose? Looking for fellow devs using it to support each other. And then he asked about Raspberry Pi 4 stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
he might be wanting to help about doing things on Pi.
Were you able to chat with him?
I got his email. I think Daniel talked with him through the email, but he, or I don't know, someone CC the wrong Lee, not you. So you haven't got the man. Another Lee.
Yeah, I haven't met another Lee. Oh, where are they?
I mean, in the email.
Oh, okay. There's somebody sent you. Joe sent you an email.
Yeah, Joe sent to Daniel or I don't know.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll follow up with him and see. I always love to hear what people are doing. And then, Chandler, you wanted to talk about this last item here, which is an image for Amazon Linux 2.
Right. I might be having a use case. I mean, currently we support only. I mean, send the only usable um, image is CentOS, but Amazon Linux the image the image looking fine, but could you go back to the kernel? Not this one. The image kernel, the images kernel. Just, sorry, not wrong. Images Amazon kernel. Sorry. Yeah, that one. This one, the current version of the kernel here is just the toy version shipped with Firecracker, not the real version. Amazon used on that is from this link is from Firecracker demo. So I think we need to do something to get the working version of Linux here.
So this kernel is normally used by the Firecracker devs for Firecracker stuff, and you want
Just
an Amazon
just for
kernel that's more
yeah.
similar to EC2.
Right, and another improvement. This is a toy kernel shipped with the Firecracker demo. Just
Yeah.
I checked the source.
Well, is it a toy kernel or is it a minimal kernel that's used for like Lambda?
I think it's a toy kernel because it's like a just compile from, and I don't know where the source where it's come from, and it just pop up there into the Firecracker repository and in the demo. So, but the real Amazon Linux kernel, the chip is in the form of YUM, the RPM files, the packages. So basically, we need to download the real VM from where Amazon Linux is, and then unpack it and copy out the kernel from their official images.
Yeah. So you want a kernel that's similar to what you would run on EC2.
Right. That's the goal.
Because Firecracker is not used for EC2.
Not yet, as I concerned. The real goal is to have the real goal to have a similar behavior, of the Ignite VM with at least with the EC2. Then we can run the same workload. We can have the same user setup. I mean, the EC2 user very similar to what EC2 have.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. I'd be interested to know, like, because like this kernel that we built is very full featured, right? Like it's got VXLAN and stuff, so you can run Kubernetes on it.
Yes.
So I think we could write up an issue, and then it would be interesting to see. This is a very minimal kernel that the Firecracker devs ship, and then this is a full-featured one that we've curated. And then do we need other permutations of different kinds of kernels for people to have more targeted workloads. Like I would have to guess I don't know if the default kernel in Amazon, I think it has VXLAN and things like that enabled and encryption and all that. But I don't know what kernel ships with Amazon Linux 2. We could definitely package and distribute that or have a make file for it or something.
Okay. It's a bit tricky because I couldn't find the source. I mean, of a Amazon Linux kernel at the moment. I don't know where it is. But there's a
it should be somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they ship source. I mean, in the form of source RPM, and they ship the VM, which is built on top of the similar. I mean, they ship KVM images, VirtualBox images, and also images for Amazon Linux. But we have to like unpack it manually and then pick things out and then we package. Yes. But not this one.
Yeah, I mean, this one just fetches it from S3 and then puts it into the container. So we could do a multi-stage build or something to unpack it from anywhere we want. Finding a sensible place where that's distributed is fine.
That's a good idea. Yeah, just download it. Doing some using the QEMU pitch.
Yeah, you could get it from anywhere as long as it's a reliable, authenticated.
Okay. I got it. Thank you for that. I got it.
Yeah. But I'm still interested to know what you're doing with the kernel, like versus the other ones that we have. So that'd be interesting to put an issue up.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that's the end of our agenda. We chatted about doing the release. I can cut a release today. I think we're at a good place. So I'll write up some release notes and some docs updates. Just make sure that everything is looking good.
And we're going to start 057 tomorrow. Start at
07. We'll start. So I'll create a release branch, I guess, for R6. And then, yeah, Nathan, we chatted about potentially working on that bug. We chatted about Joe's request for Scaleway ARM knowledge, which I think the answer is we do support it. We talked about that user issue that came in with regard to the master build. And yeah, I think things are looking good. Thanks everyone for joining. I think we can probably bring the call to close unless anyone has anything else that they want to bring up.
No, thank you.
Cool. Well, I will see you guys on Slack and in the PRs and on this call next week. Thank you. Bye.
See you. Bye.